advocate of sustainable development goals, and one of the goals so these are global goals set by the United Nations. And then one of the goals I love the most is the climate change, so which is goal 13. And it is very, very important because it has to do with the environment. So, anthropogenic climate change simply talks about the combustion of fossil fuels, and these fossil fuels affect the environment, which is altering the planetary ecosystem, which is really bad. It's going to affect our health, it's going to affect agriculture, it's going to affect the food system and forests. Yeah, so why this theory came about is because as humans, we have this idea of can we change our actions towards the climate? Because the climate is changing as a result of our actions, whether directly or indirectly. And then a lot of us, I don't think anyone is even trying to change. Okay, so I don't want to say people are not trying to change their behavior, but then the percentage of people trying to change their behavior towards changing the climate is really low. A lot of people don't even understand that their actions are, affecting the environment and the ecosystem. Yeah, so there are two levels of people. So by that I mean there are two two sets of behavior that we go through. So the first is, so some people think that the anthropogenic emissions of greenhouse gases will lead to significant global warming. That's some people's thinking. It's going to lead to significant global warming. While some people also feel like human activities already have noticeably changed global climate. So which brings me to the question that I'm going to ask everyone in the class is, can we see the changes in our climate right now?
Yes.
So
yes, we can.
It's hotter in Texas than it used to be.
Most international disasters this year.
yeah. So okay. So I'm assuming the high number of us in this class are going for the B, which means that we already can see these changes. And also, furthermore, I'd like to explain the damage that is yet to occur. So, carbon dioxide. So the main problem, the main issue is the carbon dioxide, the emission of carbon dioxide into the environment, into the ecosystem. Yes, CO2, which is a greenhouse gas. And also, it's also going to affect the oceans and then its habitat. So simply means that our food system is also going to be affected, not just the physical environment. So different things are going to be affected, which would affect us directly, which would have a negative effect on us. So that is what brought about this theory. So right now, the two different stages are those that think that this problem is going to lead to significant global warming, and those that can already see the changes in our environment. So it is important for us to change our behavior so as to curb this negative behavior, this negative effects that's going to have in the next few years, or that we're already experiencing right now. I remember someone talking to me about how usually it doesn't get cold as at October here in Illinois, here in Macomb, but this year it's a bit different. The weather changed on us. And also back in Nigeria, people still talk about it being really hot, and I'm like, it's November, it's not supposed to be that hot in November. Like the weather is changing, the climate is changing, and it is a serious issue. And so health behavior is also influenced by physical environment and social environment. By saying this, so for example, you want to change someone's behavior, but then the person also there are a lot of physical environmental changes that might not allow that person go through the behavioral change. So I'll give an example of someone trying to so let's say obesity for example, someone trying to cut down on food or eat healthy and all of that, but then the climate change is already affecting the food, the fishes, and all of that, and you don't get enough nutrient or the right amount or the right type of food you need to change your behavior, it's becoming hard. So such person will not be able to, change, to achieve that particular goal. So that's why this theory is very important. And then lastly, I'd like to point out the most painful part of it is that the US, so there's something called the Paris Agreement, in which it's an agreement.
Oh, I thought you were going to bring that up.
Yeah, it's an agreement within the United Nations Framework Convention on Climate Change, which deals with greenhouse gas emissions, mitigation, adaptation, and finance. Yeah. While 196 countries, signed this agreement. But unfortunately, June 1st, 2017, the US, the United States of America, pulled out of that agreement. So it means that they are not, they don't support, well, the agreement is supposed to bind the whole emission, and all, like reduce emission, stop it, and but then they are pulling out saying they don't buy into that idea. So that's like a
make our climate great again.
Well, that's like a negative one for us.
Make our climate great again.
Yeah.